How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Schmoedown. I'm your host, Brad Thomas, breaking down the week of what's in the movie trivia Schmoedown. It was the Gauntlet mini tournament happening this week. 3 matches in one day, of course, spread it over the week for us here, but we've got a doubleheader on Tuesday, of course, and so let's get into that first match that went down on Tuesday. So for the first match on Tuesday, we had Ben the Boss Bateman taking on Jeannine the Machine. Jeannine coming in with the 2-1 record, 1 knockout, while Ben Bateman coming in with the 2-3 record with 1 knockout. Round number 1 was a back and forth round with Jeannine going up early, but Ben Bateman able to close the gap a couple times throughout the round, but of course Jeannine able to pull away yet again. Went back and forth like that for the entirety of the round as Jeannine ends up ending the round going 5 for 8, while Ben Bateman, he went 4 for 8 in round number 1, a very close fight to start it off. Round number 2, Ben Bateman up first, spinning the category of new releases and doing quite well for himself, going 4 for 4, getting a possible 7 out of 8 points. An impressive round for Ben Bateman, and able to get him that 11-5 lead midway through round number 2. Jeannine up next, spinning the category of coming of age movies and doing okay for herself, going 3 for 4, getting a possible 4 out of 8 points, using the multiple choice options to her advantage, but on the 4th and final question did give up a 2-point steal, saying Best Actress as opposed to Best Supporting Actress. Slight mistake there. Maybe had she not rushed the question, would have been a different result now, as Ben Bateman led by a score of 13-9 after round 2. Round number 3, Jeannine up first. Question number 1 coming in the category of fantasy sci-fi. Had to use a repeat for this question, but a big pull for Jeannine to get that first question correct. Question number 2 coming in the category of sports movies. Unfortunately not able to come up with that correct answer, getting that incorrect. And question number 3, the 5-pointer, needed to hit this one to stay alive, came in the category of Disney movies, and she gets that question correct, and now leads by a score of 16-13, sending it back to Ben for his round 3 questions. Question number 1 for Ben came in the category of Brad Pitt movies, and he gets that first question correct. Question number 2 came in the category of dramas, dragging it out just a little bit like Ben Bateman does, and for the victory gets that question correct as Ben Bateman wins it by a score of 18-16, moving on to face the winner of Lon Harris and Josh Macuga. Ben Bateman improving to 3-3 with 1 knockout, while Jeannine now falling to 2-2 with 1 knockout. Ben Bateman, he went 10 for 14 for 71%, and Jeannine going 10 for 15 for 67%. Very close in the percentages there. Ben Bateman, though, able to eke out the victory there and advance in this mini tournament qualifier. So there you have it, Ben Bateman moving on in the tournament, the mini gauntlet tournament moving on, and we'll play the winner of our next match, Lon Harris versus Josh Macuga. It was a tough match, of course, but Ben Bateman getting that victory, having a really stellar round number 2, really paved the way for him to get that victory after being down by a point in round number 1. We'll see what he can get done in the finals now of this gauntlet tournament, but before we get to that, we'll have to find out who exactly Ben Bateman is playing. So for the second match in the gauntlet, we had Lon Harris taking on Josh Macuga. Macuga coming in with the 8-9 record, looking to get back to 500, while Lon Harris coming in with the 2-1 record. Round number 1, both competitors not doing too bad for themselves, but Lon Harris was carrying over his hot streak from the Harris brothers and getting that perfect round yet again. Lon Harris going 8 for 8 in the first round, and Macuga not too bad himself, going 5 for 8, but Lon Harris is the story here, yet another perfect round. And on the bonus question, unable to get that correct answer, going 8 for 9 total, but still getting that 8-5 lead heading into round number 2 for Lon. Looking good for him so far. Lon up first, spins the category of crime movies and goes 2 for 4, getting a possible 4 out of 8 points. Not the best type of round for Lon Harris. Was probably hoping to carry that hot streak from round number 1 into round number 2, but now only leads by a score of 12-5. If Macuga gets a category he likes, he can do some damage here, and Josh was up. And unfortunately though, he got the category of opponent's choice, and Lon decided to go with the category of romance. Macuga not doing bad off the start there, but only ends up going 2 for 4 as well, and only a 3 out of possible 8 points. Again, now giving Lon the 12-8 lead at the end of round number 2. Josh Macuga had some ground to make up here. And in round number 3, Josh Macuga up first with the category of Matthew McConaughey movies. He gets that first question correct. Question number 2 coming in the category of directors, and also getting that question correct to send it back to Lon by a score of 13-12. Lon Harris up now, and he got the category of animated movies, and he gets that first question correct to send it back to Josh now by a score of 14-13. Macuga with the 5-pointer, the category of Charlie Sheen, a strength of his you would think, only having 1 repeat left, Josh Macuga tried to make use of it, had it on the tip of his tongue, but was unable to come up with the correct answer as Lon Harris now wins it by a score of 14-13, moving on in the mini gauntlet tournament here. And with that victory, Lon now improves to 3-1, while Josh falling to 8-10. Lon going 11 for 14 for 79% for questions he was asked, and Josh Macuga, he went 9 for 15 for 60% for questions he was asked. Not a bad game by Macuga, but just a better game by Lon, and it really came out of that first round was the pivotal round in this one. So there you have it, Lon Harris moving on in the tournament here. Wow, we'll play Ben Bateman in the finals. Macuga, unfortunately, not having enough of that Macuga magic going on that last question with the Charlie Sheen category. Tough go for him. But Lon Harris, Ben Bateman, kind of a preview, if you will, of the, of course, finals for the Anarchy Team Tournament. It'll be interesting to see who wins that team match. But we had to get, of course, to the singles final that happened on Friday for us here. Of course, all of them happening in one day. And, of course, at the very end there, you see Mike on the phone there, seeing that maybe he's kind of talking with somebody. We'll find out exactly maybe who that was at the end of the final video here. Of course, that happened on Friday, but until then, let's get down to what happened for the match on Friday for the finals. So the Gauntlet Tournament Finals, Lon Harris taking on Ben Bateman. Ben Bateman coming in with the 3-3 record, one knockout, while Lon Harris coming in with the 3-1 record. Round number 1. Both competitors missing on that first question. Of course, now Lon will not have a perfect first round, one of the first in a while. And overall, though, they did do solid themselves, very close, and tied up until that 6th question, where Lon was able to pull ahead and stay ahead, and end up going a score of 6 out of 8 there, and Ben Bateman going 5 for 8 in round number 1. Very close round, and one that Ben Bateman surely has a chance to get back from. Round number 2, Lon going first and spins the category of opponent's choice, and Ben Bateman decided to pick the category of animated movies. Not a giant strength of Lon's, and it did show here, going 2 for 4, getting a possible 3 out of 8 points. Not the best round for Lon, and kind of was par for the course based off his last round number 2. And there also was a 1-point steal on the final question there for Ben Bateman to now give Lon the 9-6 lead midway through round 2. Ben Bateman spinning next, and he spins the category of Denzel Washington movies, and doing quite well for himself here, going 4 for 4, getting a possible 7 out of 8 points. Very good round by Ben Bateman, and now gave him the 13-9 lead, heading into round number 3, the final round of the match. Round number 3, Lon having to make up some ground here. Question number 1, coming in the category of Spielberg movies. He gets that first question correct. Question number 2, coming in the category of Charlize Theron movies. And again, getting that question correct to send it back over to Ben Bateman by a score of 14-13. Ben's turn now. Question number 1, coming in the category of 70s movies. And he gets that first question correct. Again, send it back over to Lon to answer his 5-pointer by a score of 15-14. Lon with the final question for him, 5-pointer. Question number 3, action adventure. It was the category there, and unable to come up with the very difficult question there, as Ben Bateman wins it, qualifying for the singles tournament by a score of 15-14. With the victory, Ben Bateman improves to 4-3 with one knockout. Lon now falling to 3-2. Ben Bateman going 10 for 13 for 77% for questions he was asked, while Lon going 10 for 15 for 67% for questions he was asked. Pretty close game, but just Ben Bateman able to pull it out, especially on the round number 2. So Ben Bateman qualifying for the tournament. Now will play Clark Wolf in the first round of the singles tournament. That should be exciting to see. Ben Bateman, of course, always an entertaining personality. And of course, he also has that team match. Potentially a sign of things to come was this one with Who's the Boss taking on the Harris brothers. We'll see when that goes down who exactly comes out on top and gets a shot at the Shire Wolf. That'll be interesting as well. And then you see Mike at the end trying to execute the plan. Was it the person he was on the phone with? Was it not? Was it just the person's intern or something like that? Remains to be seen just quite yet. My hunch was, my initial one on the other day was it was Christian Harloff kind of orcharding this all, trying to get back at that. We'll see if that action remains to happen, but very interesting stuff coming up there. But let's get down to what's coming up next week, and of course our play, misplay, and player of the week. So coming up next week, only one match happening on November 13th. We have the team finals, Who's the Boss taking on the Harris brothers. Again, will be an exciting one. Will history repeat itself as Ben Bateman, who got the victory over Lon Harris this past week, or will the Harris brothers come out as the storybook team, kind of being formed last minute to come out and win this one? It'll be an interesting one, a tough one, and I'm excited to see what goes down here. Of course, two unlikely partners in Mark Riley and Ben Bateman, and of course two brothers in the Harris brothers. Which one will come to prevail? It'll be interesting to see, and I'm excited to see it. And of course, on the Friday, just the singles tournament preview, so that'll be exciting to check out as well. As for our play of the week, that's gotta be Lon Harris's perfect round number 1 yet again. Of course, he may have missed that, of course, final question to go 9 for 9, but still 8 questions in the first round really set the tone, and even despite having not a stellar second round in that match, he did come out on top, of course, with that perfect first round that really just set him up for victory in the match. As for our misplay of the week, that's got to be Jeannine the Machine in round number 2, the coming of age category, saying best actress when it was supporting actress. Again, just maybe if she's taken a little bit more time, would have thought that over and answered with the correct answer. Unfortunate one for her there, and of course it was a 2-point steal. Maybe was a difference maker in that match, kind of swinging in Ben Bateman's direction. She gets 2 more points and Ben has 2 less points. You're looking at a whole different score. But our player of the week has to be Ben Bateman, winning this whole gauntlet, defeating Jeannine the Machine, and then defeating Lon Harris to advance and play Clark Wolf now for the singles tournament. Exciting development here. Of course, Ben Bateman now qualifies. And again, an impressive just week for Ben Bateman, and basically an impressive day when you really think about it. Having the 2 matches, winning both of those, and of course now qualifying. Very impressive on Ben Bateman's part. Looking forward to see what he does in the tournament. So that's it for this episode of Schmoedown Central. Be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know all your thoughts in that comment section below. Love hearing all your predictions, all of your thoughts on these week's matches, what you think of the play, misplay, player of the week. If you have any differences, of course, chime in the comment section below. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Schmoedown and at 94BradThomas to keep up to date in the world of Schmoedown Central, my world just in general. An exciting one. Got the finals next week. Just one match. It'll be a slightly easier show this upcoming week, but it's still an exciting event happening. Who will play the Shire Wolves next week? Let me know that, of course, in the comment section below. And until next time, I'll talk to you all on Schmoedown Central.